Volatility can be scary for retail investors, certainly. But what investment bank is looking to cash in on the swings of this crazy market? Of course, there's a bank looking to do this, and Charlie Gasparino's got that story. Charlie, who is it? I can't wait to hear.
It's not looking to cash in, from what I understand from my trading sources, has cashed in. You know, Goldman Sachs has had a couple sort of mediocre to lousy quarters, several, in terms of trading revenue. That's where their bread and butter was. That's where Gary Cohn ran, the White House economics advisor, ran the trading desk, the vaunted Goldman Sachs trading desk. And because of the lack of volatility, they haven't done very well of late, except since February 8th. And if we got a chart that shows where the stock has been since February 8th, because this is kind of pricing it in, what's going on with Goldman Sachs shares. I know they're down a little today, but shares have been up since that day. And the reason why is because if there's one bank that capitalizes off of volatility, that knows how to trade off this stuff, it's Goldman Sachs. And what my trading source is saying is this, quite put simply, that Goldman Sachs is making lots of profits, that these profits will carry on to, it will include today's trading volumes and volatility. And this is the one bank that is making a lot of money amid this trading swings. What banks aren't making a lot of money? Well, if you think about it, it's the banks that really focus on much more staid asset management stuff, and the names that come up there is Merrill Lynch, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, which is much more of a brokerage firm. But what every analyst is saying is that they're looking at Goldman Sachs' quarter, they're looking at Lloyd Blankfein, the CEO, and a lot of people were talking about maybe Blankfein may exit as CEO since his whole mantra about trading is not working out. Well, guess what? Now that you have volatility coming back, that puts them in a pretty strong position, because they're going to have pretty good earnings, a lot of people think, when they report in a couple months. Now, one other point on this market, you got to watch the trading here, which is fascinating to me, because it looks like we can have this thing can go down further, just based on some of the conversations I'm having with other traders, that there could be what's known as a puke at the end of the trading day, like a further puke. So don't be surprised if we see this thing go down sharply at the end of the trading day, when there are more sell programs that kick in. But that's where we are right now. We should point out that the VIX, I was just talking to Charlie Brady, VIX isn't entirely off the charts. It's higher, we know that. And one thing that kind of spooked the market was apparently a Treasury auction midday that didn't go that well. Yeah. Now, why is that being an issue? Well, there's now a growing concern in the market about higher interest rates, not just because the Fed is not there anymore and the Fed's going to normalize its interest rate policy, but also you might have higher deficits because of the tax cuts and some of the Trump economic plans. So that's where we are right now. Boy, look, the market's coming back. Maybe we'll be up today, 288.
Keep talking. Yeah, right, Charlie. Exactly. No, I mean, hey, man, bring it on. But yeah, you know what? I love your point about those banks, because look, I mean, the more trading activity you have, the better the banks do. They make fees.
But there's one bank. Here's the scary thing. There's one bank whose customer base is sort of tailor-made for this, whose customer base feeds off the volatility, and that's Goldman Sachs. The other banks really don't get into it as much. And listen, I'm sure Morgan Stanley's going to have an okay quarter based on some trading, because everybody does. Yeah. But they pull back in trade. You know that. I'm sure Jamie Dimon over at JP is going to have a decent quarter. But Goldman should blow it out of the park. If they don't, and my sources say they're making a lot of money here, then there's something radically wrong with the company.
Dinner on Charlie Gasparino. That's how it should be. Charlie, thank you, sir.